Instagram, but for crypto. But also, every post is a coin, and every creator is a coin. That's Zora in a nutshell. It could fix creator pay, which is a huge issue in the space, or just mint another way to gamble. I really enjoyed this deep dive. This is such an interesting product. So let's break down the pitch, the math, the unlocks, leave no prisoners behind, and stick around because at the end, we're going to take a look at some technical analysis of the chart. This thing has 2x'd since it's been launched and has doubled in the last week. So picking up steam and could potentially do way more. Let's dive right into the narrative and vision and start off with the website, which is the backbone of what Zora is. So you can see here right away, it basically is like Instagram, but for cryptocurrencies. And instead of likes, you see these dollar amounts next to the posts. And again, Zora is unique because it's turning attention into markets, right? Every profile gets a creator coin. So you can see this creator and what their market cap is, how many posts they have, followers, holders, etc. And every post can be a content coin. So you can actually buy or trade the actual content that they're posting. All the trades route through Uniswap v4 with a Zora hook, which is technically very unique. It pays the creator, the referrer, and the protocol on every trade. It locks 33% of the fees as permanent liquidity and converts the fees to Zora so that rewards stay consistent. The TLDR basically is that you're not just liking a post. Again, you are trading it essentially. So when you buy the post, you're swapping in a Uniswap pool against the backing currency. The protocol's hook skims some rewards, deepens the pool with a chunk of fees, and pays the creator. They used to do legacy NFT mints, but Zora built out an ERC20Z wrapping. So they basically trade like fungible tokens on Uniswap. And then the app unwraps back to NFTs when you want the actual collectible. Basically, whatever. It's pictures as liquid markets settled on Base. And what's super interesting to me is that they recently launched Vids, which is short form videos. So they're also doing videos now, and they're basically expanding their product. There is a clear mission here. I was wondering to myself why anybody hasn't done this before, and maybe I just missed it. Maybe someone is doing this. But regardless, there's a clear mission. There's real infrastructure here, and it is culture aligned. The main thing is that execution is going to be everything for this, and they're going to need creators. They're going to need clout. They're going to need big accounts to come on here and post to keep the train and the liquidity running. So for narrative and vision, really strong. I really liked the product itself. They're very active on X. They have a ton of followers. 16 out of 20 for the narrative and vision. Let's talk about the tokenomics and supply really quick. It launched on Base. There's 10 billion Zora. And the only thing I want to talk a little bit deeper about is the unlocks. There's a bunch of unlocks coming. So just be aware there's going to be supply overhang for the next foreseeable future years, 2029. The float is about 4 point something billion, and the FDV is 1 billion. So it's the fully diluted market cap, again, with 10 billion Zora. So understand the drip here in terms of the unlock schedule if you're trading this. Regardless, I didn't see any red flags. Tokenomics and supply, 12 out of 20. Tech and execution. It's built on an OP stack with Base. Again, this launched on Base. It does trade on Coinbase. So that is probably the biggest market for it. And you can kind of take a look at this yourself in terms of the protocol, how you can create a coin, create a contract. All this stuff is in the documentation. They have an open GitHub, which is super refreshing. And there are audits for their contracts, which is a huge, huge positive. Again, they moved from NFTs to these ERC20Z secondaries and then coins now. So they ship and they have the rails. Now they need to show the creator retention and the fee velocity at scale for what they're building. So there's strong plumbing here. And there's a ton of interesting ways that they can expand this product. They're doing videos now, and they can do way more. 14 out of 20 for the tech and execution, really strong. Market structure and liquidity. This is super liquid. It's on every market you can want. It's on Binance, BitGet, Coinbase, Uniswap, Aerodrome. I mean, it's everywhere. So liquidity is not an issue. 500 million market cap and 223 million in terms of volume over the past 24 hours. So this is not a rug. It's definitely a treadmill. And again, treat pumps like rotations, not new paradigms. So be cautious out there. For market structure and liquidity, 13 out of 20. It's liquid until attention migrates elsewhere. So they really need to keep that going. I really hope they have a good product team behind this because the plumbing is there and it's super strong. They just need to continue to execute and deliver new functionality. So whatever, exit risk and VC stakes. I already talked about this, so I won't harp on it too much. The unlocks are there and they need to be taken into account because that will keep a supply overhang, a persistent supply of coins dropping in. So utility needs to carry the value, meaning the platform itself. Final score for exit risk and VC stakes, 12 out of 20, which brings me to a final score of 67 out of 100. This is a high risk, high reward token. I really like the Uniswap V4 hook design. It's innovative. It's clean. It works with their platform perfectly. They are building more. They're doing the vids. Who else knows what's in store for their roadmap? I couldn't find a public roadmap, so this could change going forward. But they have a creator first flywheel, right? The more creators they get, the better. And it keeps going and going. So what I would watch here are the daily active creators, the trade velocity per post, and yeah, the unlock overhang. So don't marry it, but if you want to trade it, I think the vehicle for that is there. So let's take a look at a chart before we wrap this up. And honestly, it was kind of hard to do any real TA on this just because the chart is so wild. I thought the first thing that stuck out to me was you had a clear 5-wave Elliott impulse pattern here, and then it kind of did an ABC correction and started another wave, but failed here at the all-time highs. What I would say now and where the price is currently, obviously it's broken out of this downtrend channel, which is very, very bullish. And it did so on high volume. So you can see the volume here and the volume here on the last pump up. What I would be cautious about currently is there is a lot of supply here. There are a lot of people bag holding up here. So you can see every time it comes into this zone, it gets sold into. So what you really want to see for this to be bullish is it comes into the zone, it consolidates and holds, and then makes a push up to all-time highs. That's what I would want to see. That would be super, super bullish. And then you're in price discovery mode. So regardless, I think it looks strong. It currently is strong. I'll be keeping this on my watch list, but really an interesting project. I mean, the Instagram for crypto angle, it's unique and it can definitely stick. And the beautiful thing is with all the plumbing they've built out, this can continue to expand with the videos and potentially other things that they can do. God forbid they start trading tokens on people streaming. I mean, that's going to be the end game for sure. But whatever, if you made it with me this far, if you enjoyed the review, thank you so much for sticking around and watching. I really appreciate it. If you did like the video, you know what to do. I'm not even going to ask you for it. And as always, I'll see you next time for the next altcoin hunt. Have a great day out there. Cheers.